Howdy y'all, this is Twitchonium, and I am coming at you with another Crimson Vow quick draft here. We have opened up pack number 1, and we are going to be starting off with a interesting board wipe here. Probably based on my experience in the last draft with a similar board wipe, at least the non-cleave version. This is probably only going to be good if we can cast it for that cleave cost. There's just so many good things, 3-4, that it's not going to hit, but definitely a potential option there. We also have a nice little removal spell in white. Board seems okay, but a little slow. Witness is okay. I guess Gift of Fangs would probably be. So I think I'm probably on one of the two up here. This one does kind of push us into the white-black deck a little more heavily, although not necessarily. That's a tough pick. I think the circle is going to definitely be more consistent, but I have a hard time passing up the fun splashy plays, so we'll take the path and see if we do end up in that black-white deck. Here we do have Bleed Dry, which is one of the best removal spells, so we might probably just snatch that one on up. Nothing crazy for white. The Scab can be pretty cool in the exploit decks. Visionary's fine. Other Scab is fine. Like these are all fine, good picks, but we'll just stick with the on-color removal. Who knows, maybe we can play mono black and just splash a couple of white sources to activate the board wipe. Here we have a Griff Rider, which would be okay. Piercing Light as well is fine. Gift of Fangs is good. Rag Recluse is good. I mean, honestly, even Malice I might play one copy of. Probably after everything else. Could even take the Blood Fountain. We don't have any blood token synergies yet, but we could pick some up. Let's go ahead and take Gift of Fangs here. Just keep on going on the removal train. If we can make sure we've got solid removal early, then we can kind of take our pick later on here. And now we could try and start moving into a red-black deck maybe, pick some of these red cards up, but these are both more for the red-blue deck than the red-black deck anyways. Wolf is more for the red-green deck, but this is an excellent piece to the red-green wolf and werewolf deck. Yeah, I mean, neither one of these black cards are super exciting, but they're both fine playables, and I'll probably take the 2-drop over the expensive one. Just a nice 1-1 that turns itself into a 2-2 when it dies. And now if we do get some exploit and sacrifice synergies, we can snatch those up. Here, we either have another 2-drop or the Socialite, which is what I'm going to go ahead and take. Decent exploit enabler if you just need to have that, exploit in your deck, and you have synergies around that, but Socialite just does great work. Especially if we can pull out some more blood token creators. Alright, and here we've got an interesting decision. We can either go blue-black and try to go the exploit route. We can go red-black and try to go the blood token route. Or we just stick true to mono-black for now. Both of these are fine. Specimen's great if we do end up in the exploit deck, because we can keep recurring it. Gift of Fangs, just fine removal again. We do already have a vampire in the deck that we can play it with. Just the one though, right? Yeah. As well, so I mean, I feel like the black cards are definitely the safer picks, keep us more open, but I would, especially Flame Blessed Bolt, I think I'd even rather that over the Lunar Rejection. Yeah, I'm going to take the Bolt. If we don't end up in red, I'm going to miss these cards, but if we do end up in red, I'd miss this more. And look, got another Gift of the Fangs if we really want it. Pointed Discussion might be okay in a deck like this, especially since we already have a Socialite who's going to care about the blood tokens, and we are already leaning towards red-black. Courier bet's fine, more for the black-white decks, but it's just a solid filler flyer creature. I think I'll take a Pointed Discussion, especially if we do end up getting, yep, just like that, some more Socialites, then I'm really going to be happy I took that. Excellent. Yeah, it's definitely looking like the the red-black is a little more open. Epicure, nothing crazy, but I think that's fine. Little gives us a blood token, comes in with a little bit of incidental value, you know, trades off and chump blocks early, make sure we don't get overrun. And here I think I'm okay on the Recluse, especially if we're on the blood token strategy. That's going to give us some added value from those. Here I think I'm going to take the Impulse over the Malice. Malice is fine, but you can get blown out with it. You know, they can remove the creature in response, and Impulse just more card draw. Having two sources of card draw in a deck like this will be nice. We'll take the Flame Breather. Might not play it if we don't get enough non-creature spells, but we'll see. Actually, if we do end up in the Exploit deck, I think I'd rather have Scattered Thoughts than a Spirit. Yeah. So we could still go either way. We blue or red and black. And we open up Overcharged Amalgam, which counterspell, if I remember right, on a creature. Or activated or triggered ability. Okay. So we could move into the Exploit deck. There are some other Exploit cards like the Scab in here. Definitely don't want to be taking the Vengeance after how it performed last game. Although we could try to go like just full control. I guess we would be doing that either way though. You know, there's nothing in red or black that I'm really going to miss out on in this pack. So I'm going to take the Amalgam here, and we'll stay flexible. Because if we can just get enough, you know, control pieces, we might just want to play a sit back and blow them up kind of a deck, which Bleed Dries are definitely going to make me continue wanting to do. Now Dread Fugue. Oh, that's not what I thought it was. No, that's the discard. Here, let's take a look at our curve, actually. This is a 6-drop. These are... let's just put all the removal together. And card draw. Card draw. Card draw. Card draw. Card draw. Removal. Removal. That's a nice stack of card draw and removal we have going so far, but definitely hurting on the creatures. So we can take a third Socialite. I mean, honestly, they get better in multiples. So I still have yet to remember if you have multiples and you sack one blood token, if they all get the buff, or if you have to do it for each one. But it's that, Stinger, or the Farmer. Probably just the Farmer if we're going to pick one of the other two. Just Lifelink is a nice thing to have access to in a deck. Let's take another Socialite. Definitely going to need some earlier bodies here, but for now I think we're fine. Here, we still haven't decided between blue and red yet. I guess if we cut the red, this is what we look like. Need some 3-drops. But do I really want to play blue just for the Amalgam, is the question. I mean, black already has card draw and removal, so it's not like we really need to pick one of the colors based on either of those things. The quality of the cards is pretty even between the two. Like, Impulse and Flame Blast Bolt are the two I'd want the most out of these four. Like, the other two are just fillerish. Yeah, let's bias towards blue here and see how it plays out. We can still pivot if we really need to. Obviously, we'll take black most highly over anything. But if we are going that route, 3-drops I said I did need, but I think Skulker would be actually the better play, especially if we are going to try and play the controlling deck. That's just, you know, this could be our one creature on board that just keeps getting in every turn no matter what their board state looks like. Or how many... No. Yeah, I was going to say how many enchantments do we have for a Spirit, but I was not impressed with that last turn, or last game, since I had been playing it as though it was non-creature spells instead of just enchantments. Alright, now we do have some options. We got another solid black removal spell, a bit on the expensive side, but, you know, it's unconditional, so that's always a good thing. We could take a Screaming Swarm, just a nice top-end flyer that can be a win condition. Don't think I'm really in the mood for the Wanderlight Spirit. I mean, if it wheels, I would totally pick it up since we don't really have much on the three drops slot, but yeah, the Scavenger's not super great. Definitely going to be taking one of the 6 drops here. And I think since we already have a fair amount of removal, I'm going to take the Ritual, even though like my brain says take the Swarm because we have enough removal, but I would rather keep us in black instead of, just in case we open some super crazy red rare, you know, and we do want to pivot back. Here we can take a Scab or a Recluse probably. I think we've got way more 4 drops than we do. Yeah, we've already got a bunch of 4 mana plays. So we'll take a Recluse here, get a nice 2-drop going. And Dissenter, I'm happy to take another Dissenter. Now we have a number of good exploitable early creatures, and we'll take an Enforcer here. Nice way to filter through our deck. Take a Counterspell. Yeah, nice little blue-black control deck starting to shape up here. Probably won't play this one. I'm actually going to take the Lacerate Flesh since if we do pivot back to red, I'd rather have that. Probably won't play any of these, but you never know. Maybe we'll play 1 copy of Serpent's Ambush. Definitely won't play 2 copies, so I will take the Flame Breather here. And the Wolf. So yeah, we're still fine to switch into pivot into red here if we really open something crazy. Old Rutstein is not the thing though. Definitely cannot pivot into green. But a Skull Scab, I'm pretty happy with that. We don't have a ton of exploit, but it's a reason to try and pick up some more in this last pack. And now, definitely need some more creatures still. 3 drops in particular. Guess this is more of a combat trick. Yeah, I think we just need to take creatures this pack. So along that line, we'll take the one that's big and says exploit and makes the opponent do bad things. No blue or black creatures here, so we'll take the cheapest removal spell in the pack. This one's going to be tough. Assistant would be great since we really need those 3 drops. Another Socialite would be excellent, but I might want to take an Edgar's Awakening here. I guess we're not doing the red-black thing, so this isn't going to be at its best, so maybe we are supposed to take one of the I think the exploit creature is probably where we're supposed to be now that we picked up the Skull Scab and it's a 3-drop. Hopefully we will another Socialite. And we can either take a Ghoul to get another exploit outlet, or another Dissenter to be something to exploit. It's tough. Does this tell us how many exploits we have? No. I guess let's look at it this way. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. And we actually got there on the 2 drops, so that's nice. So I guess we really don't need either one of these super highly, but we already have 2 Doom Dissenters. I think I'd rather have 1 Mind Leech Ghoul. Here, Brinecomer would be pretty nice if we were in that deck, but for us it's going to be one of these 2, and I think I'd rather have the cheap Lantern Bearer that we can use early and then bring back later to give something, or to make something a threat. I'm usually really against Chill of the Grave, but it might fit what this deck is needing to do. How many zombies did we end up with? 6 and 2 Doomed Dissenters that are going to die into zombies, and a Skull Scab that's going to make more zombies. So, I mean, if a deck was going to run Chill of the Grave, this would be the one I should run it in, but I still might rather just have the flying body in the air, even if it can only block other creatures with flying. Yeah, I think we just need the creature. Here I think I'd rather have another Recluse. Yeah, got another Ghoul anyways there, so made that earlier decision a little easier. Alright, we'll just take all the uncommons for the Vault Progress here. We might play one copy of Malice. Probably not, but maybe. Alright, well, got a couple of interesting, powerful cards, but nothing too bomby. So hopefully we can get some synergies out of the exploit we did manage to get in the deck. Probably going to cut that Malice there first off. Let's take all the removal and pile it up. Ambush, easily cuttable. We did end up with a lot of 2-drops. Scab is one of our better drops. I think we can cut one of these, maybe even all of them, since we don't really have that many, blood synergies outside of the Socialite. Dissenters and Ghouls are definitely more on our plan. Maybe we even could get rid of the Entomber. 2, 4, 6, 7. Removal, card draw. Card draw, card draw. Yeah, I don't think we want to cut any of the 4-drops. Maybe Gutter Skulker? But we definitely don't want to cut the Amalgam. I mean, it's like a counterspell and a creature in one, which is great. And it's a flash flyer. I mean, it's nice if we can enable the exploit, which we should be able to do pretty reliably with our 2-drops here. I guess if we're running this deck with the way we are, the most expensive thing we have is a 5-drop. So maybe we just cut one island. Since we have all these double black things in early black plays we're going to make sure we want to hit. I could see doing that. At least giving it one chance. I guess we do have one Grizzly Ritual. What if we just cut the Grizzly Ritual? We still have 5 pieces of pretty solid removal. Oh, wait, this is a counterspell too. Forgot about that one. Yeah, let's cut the Witness. I think I'd rather have the one that makes the blood token and at least is going to sometimes give synergies with our other blood-related cards. And Scattered Thoughts is at instant speed, which I prefer over the sorcery speed. And then just keep all the rest of the removal we've got. How do we look if we put that all in curve? Definitely on the cheaper end of things. A lot of interaction. Have a board wipe if things go really off the rails. Although we're not going to get we didn't get there on the cleave cost, so we probably should cut the board wipe actually. Maybe we do put back in the ritual, or put back in the land even. Or both and cut something else, like one Socialite maybe? Or the Skulker? Are we going to only want to be attacking with one thing? Maybe. Probably not, especially since we have these Socialites. Let's cut the Skulker and add back in the land. Yeah. And for the art, we will use our Overcharged Amalgam. Oh, what did I just put in the deck? Dang it. Ah, another Recluse. Yep, looks good. I'll catch y'all in the matches. Here we are in game number 1. We are on the draw with not really a keepable starting hand. Can't play anything, no black sources, low on lands to begin with. This is better. Not good. Not good at all, but better. And I think we have to keep it. Probably drop the 5-drop or a land. I mean, if we don't drop a land and drop more lands, we're really going to be hurting. Yeah, let's drop one island because we don't have any double blue things that I can remember. Maybe that Amalgam is double blue. Probably should have kept the 2 blue since we have more swamps in the deck, but that's alright. Well, drew into some early plays. That's nice. Opponent looks to be on the non-creature spell deck, which is not a bad strategy. Their Flame Breather is right out of reach of our Gift of Fangs, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll play a 2-powered creature here. That'll definitely work. Once we draw a 3-drop, we're probably going to be doing that this turn. And they pull out a Lacerate Flesh, okay. Yeah, I think I'd rather get rid of their flyer. Actually, let's see if they want to trade into our flyer first, because if they do, I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's okay. We'll just get that little guy removed here and keep chunking in the air. Yep, opponent definitely on the non-creature wagon. And we are going to hit ourselves here for the draw. Yikes, no lands. Yeah, see if they want to use their Lacerate on our 2-drop or 1-drop. No. Now the question though is, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and give them 1 Socialite. I mean, we know they have the Lacerate Flesh anyways, so may as well make them use it, and we have 2 Socialites. At least we'll get some extra blood tokens. Yeah, that's fine. Take a bunch here, and then maybe we can stabilize. Really would love another land, just 1 more at least. I think I'm supposed to play 2 creatures out here instead of just the 1. Although neither one blocks particularly well here. I think I'd rather have just another Socialite, honestly. If they have removal for it, we're pretty much toast anyways, so because it'll kill us and remove the Socialite. That'd be what, 3? Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to go down to 1 here, and I don't think there's any way out of that. Yep. Just a very unfortunate start with the mulligan there, then missing the lands. I guess I could have kept the 4-land hand, but every time I've done that on a mulligan, I end up just only drawing lands. So, rough start. See if we can't do better in game number 2. I'll see y'all there. Welcome to game number 2. We are on the draw again with a decent little starting hand. Not amazing. We would need to hit a second black source, but at least we can play our cards, and hopefully we won't just keep drawing lands. Opponent with a nice aggressive 1-drop there. Gonna be a bad trade with our Dissenter, but we can at least get the Recluse down that blocks it a little better. Bit sad that a 2/2 for 2 would block their 1/1 better than either of our 2-drops, but that's okay. We're not probably going to be flipping the Recluse anytime soon anyways. Opponent going to attack in. If they want to use a combat trick, that's fine. Trading is also fine. And they're going to play a Spirit. And we're going to play a Spirit. Oh, that's a fun little switch there. Ooh, that's going to exile our Spirit, though. Thankfully, we don't have any other of that same card that we're going to be playing. And we're going to just get a Dissenter out here. Next turn, we can exploit it and make them sack a creature. Get a 2/2 back on our side. Does feel like maybe they were holding up counterspell mana there, so we'll see. Alright, they're going to play Spirit of their own. I think maybe we start with the Scattered Thoughts here, main phase on our turn. That way, if this is a counterspell, they play it on that. Nah, we can always refuel with it if this is a counterspell. Which it probably is, but that's okay. Should have attacked first with the Dissenter. But it won't matter. Yep. So we'll still attack with the Dissenter and redraw and fill our hand again next turn. Ooh, we pull out our Amalgam. Well, now I definitely want to keep the Dissenter around, so we will still swing with him this turn. And we'll hold up our Counterspell Critter. Can also use it just as a way to block the Spirit nicely. Ooh. I guess we're just going to play this as a Flash Flyer. If they have another Counterspell, we're screwed either way. We will not exploit, but we will block. And see if that's a combat trick they're holding instead. Thankfully not. Discussion looking a little worse when we're at 7 life, but it is the sorcery speed and cheaper piece of card draw here, so I think we're still going to do it. Yeah, and now we can attack with both and still get 2 creatures out. Actually, we'll probably exploit the Dissenter now with the Ghoul. Make them exile one of their cards in hand. And if we draw any more lands, we can start filtering them off to our blood token. What did they exile? Probably a land? Yeah. Cool plains art there, though, with the parallax style. Alright, now we'll go ahead and start by ditching a land. Get our Ragged Recluse flipped over here. I don't think we have a reason to play that out. Swing with these 3. We'll see if they flicker their creature here. They might just want to take the trade. Gonna give it first strike. That makes sense. It's the only time they're gonna be able to do this, though, I believe. You know what? I will go ahead and play the land, just if we do hit on something here that is castable. You know, with less mana, we might need an extra one. Our Witch trades into their Spirit pretty well. Alright, they are going to go ahead and trade off. We'll see what they play. A double striking 1/1. Let's go ahead and Scattered Thoughts now and just see. Maybe we hit a counterspell. We do. We do hit a counterspell. Which we'll go ahead and cast now and get a blood token. And the opponent is over it. Yeah, it might be too. Awesome. I'll see y'all in the next round. Welcome back for the next round. We are on the play with another unkeepable starting hand. Just have not had good luck at all here. Yikes. I mean, we're keeping this one, but not much better, unfortunately. We'll drop the Siphon Essence. One more land, and at least we can reliably have up some good removal here. colors are we playing against? Another black player, alright. Get our Recluse down. Maybe we'll exploit it later for some zombie power. Alright, one more turn to draw a land. Would love to see an island here. That is not it. Nor can we even attack it now. Just rough. Does it have lifelink? It does have lifelink. And they can draw a card now. Assuming they're not going to just use all their mana, which they will. This is the one that gets indestructible. It is. And we're going to lose again to unfortunate events. I should have made them give that thing indestructible here. Done the chump instead. Since they're just going to gain back the 2 life anyways. Yeah, we're just toast in this one. Well, we can at least remove a thing. We'll start with the guy that can get indestructible. We'll do the Wedding Sentry next, and then move on. Opponent with a Socialite, very nice. Gonna make the Wedding security better with the blood token. Because now they'll put a counter on it. Which is actually okay, I suppose, since we're gonna bleed dry it anyways, so we may as well block this one. And they'll draw another card. Excellent value. We'll kill the one that we can. We really just gotta keep drawing removal, I suppose, at this point. Or some blue mana sources. Although now I don't even think any of these are doing much. Yeah. They'll make a blood token every turn now. Transform this over into a 3/3 that I think flies? No. What kind of vampire doesn't fly? And we finally get our blue source 4 or 5 turns too late. Yeah, no matter what we do, I think this is toast. Yeah, we can't even double spell with anything. I'm just going to do the card draw spell. See if we hit 2 more lands here. We would have had 3 in a row. Yep. Or does it go this way? In which case we would have still been hurting for more action. Yeah. GG. Catch y'all in the next round. Welcome to game number 4, where we are on the play and finally have a hand we don't have to mulligan. Hopefully we don't just keep drawing lands, but definitely a improvement over what we've had the last few rounds. So I will take what I can get there. I think we'll just start with the Recluse since we don't have any exploit cards for the Dissenter quite yet. And actually I'm going to get the island out first, just because. Alright, another Socialite. I guess we're probably playing a Dissenter next turn. Double Striker, very good against both of our creatures here. But if they want to swing in with it, I'm fine with that. Alright, they're going to play a statue. Not scary yet, but will be if they can get that flipped over into a 5/5. Alright, we will not block. And we'll go ahead and swing our 2/1 first. See if they want to trade it for their statue. Figured as much. We'll start dropping some Socialites. They're going to be very social and have a party together. I hope. Hopefully they just don't remove this one right off. That would be unfortunate. Combat Trick on their Double Striker might not be a bad shout if they've got that. Just Combat Tricks in general are going to be pretty scary with that Geist. Alright, 3/3 that can't attack alone. And they're going to exile our Socialite. Oh, they can't. It's 4 mana value 4, so one of these two, I suppose. Yep, Dissenter, so we don't get any extra value. That's alright. We can swing in with the Socialite and crack the token, play another Socialite, and or hold up Amalgam. Can't double spell anyway, so yeah, it's one of these two. I think we're probably holding up the Amalgam. We'll swing it here and see if we can't hit him for 5. Alright, yep. And we will Amalgam on their turn here, see if we can't get a nice trade on something. Ooh. Since they played that pre-combat, we're going to just counter that here. We won't get the tricky trade, but I think I definitely would rather get rid of the thing that's going to spit out a 1/1 each turn. And now we can swing with this one. I don't think I want to swing with this one yet, quite yet anyway, so we'll just drop it and have our blood token anyways, because I want to find out if sacking the 1 blood token pumps both the Socialites or not next turn. Ooh, that's good. Would love to see one of our hard removal spells here for that Geist. That would just be excellent on this board state. We'll see if they want to swing in for 6 here. Which honestly I'd be fine with. I'd love to chump block with my Lantern Bearer and slap that on a Socialite. They're going to flip their statue, it looks like. Alright, well they are going to go ahead and attack. Does this give trample? It does not. I should be blocking with a Socialite here, but I really want to just see if it how that interaction actually works. So it's probably the wrong play, but I'm going to do it for science's sake. Alright, we will put one of these here. And then we will go ahead and swing all. So it is going to be per. Alright, so this is the one we probably need to have do the thing. We'll see if that 1 mana is for the 1 mana combat trick. Nope. But they'll destroy our attacking one. Okay, glad we spread our threats out a little bit at least. Well, that does put us in lethal range with the Amalgam if they are unable to remove it here. And even if they flip the statue, I don't believe that's going to be enough for lethal. At least not through our chump blocker. They'd have to be able to remove that and pup the team somehow. Yeah, so I think we've got that, unless I'm doing my math wrong here. We should be good. Any of these lifelinkers? Nope. We'll block 6. An opponent sees the writing on the wall. Alright. Well, when we actually get a reasonable starting hand that we don't have to mulligan, we can play the game. Who would have guessed? I'll see y'all in the next round. Here we are in game number 5. We are 2-2 so far with a pretty reasonable starting hand this time. Nice 2-drop into counterspell into 4-drop. Not too bad. Would love one more swamp just to make sure we can hit our 4-mana removal spells if we draw those, but not bad. Would love to have something to exploit the Skull Scab too, but probably just play it as a 2 depending on what a 2-drop depending on what the opponent plays. If they don't drop anything, we might hold it. This is definitely a bit of a slower hand anyways. We'll see. This is creatures and planeswalkers? Yeah. To play the Scab or not to play the Scab? We don't have any other exploit in hand anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and hold off on it. Worst case, we play that this turn, if we keep drawing islands like we have been here. Opponent on mono red so far. Are they werewolves or oil? Or not oil. Werewolves or blood tokens. Still have Phyrexial will be one on the brain. Opponent thinking hard for a turn 2 with only one color. Alright. And now we will go ahead and hold up the counterspell. If they do finally hit a color and play something here, we'll just counter the first thing they play. That's a 3rd mountain from the opponent. Gonna go into a Blood Hypnotist. Go ahead and drop our Socialites and get that Socialite train running. We can potentially remove something else. If not, we can pump her up even more, make her a 7/7. That could be pretty scary. They could remove it. Yep, that's fine. We have another. We want to hold one black open. And we'll see if they can remove another Socialite here. Did they draw 2 of Braids? They did not. They drew a Lightning Wolf instead. Alright. My turn. We are going to... I think I kind of want to swing at them for as much as I can here. While they can't block it. Then we can scatter thoughts at their end step, or at some point in their turn. I don't think there's anything we have for 1 blue or 1 black that we'd be able to follow up on with the scattered thoughts. Unlike that cool counter spell draw we had the other game. Opponent's still stuck on 1 color. Either that or they did draft the true mono red deck, which would be surprising. Alright, they're playing an Epicure. Make a blood token. Deal a damage. Hit me for 4 maybe. Or maybe that's the only creature they have, so they need to hold up both blockers for the menace. No, they're going to attack with the wolf. Is that it? Looks like it. Go ahead and get our Scattered Thought card draw going. Ooh, and those are both nice draws. Opponent gonna sack their blood token, get rid of a End the Festivities. Yeah, that card has been a dead card more often than not when I've played it. Here we will drop yet another Socialite. Keep our blood token production going. And I think we're just going to play out the Scab, honestly. We don't even need to exploit anything. Just extra bodies that could become relevant next turn if we attack in, since we can remove something and take out a blocker, and 2 of our creatures have menace. We can attack in with a 7/7 menace, a 5/5 menace, and a 2/2. If they remove that and don't play a creature this turn, that would be excellent for us. Yeah, them removing our 3/3 and not adding another body to the board would be ideal. Their attack makes me think they either have accepted defeat or have another creature to play. Another Epicure, alright. Yeah. Okay. Oh, if only we could do both. But I think what we'll do is... yeah, let's just kill that guy here. And then we'll swing with everything. They have to double block this Socialite. I mean, I think it's GG anyways. Yeah, those have menace, my friend. They have the menace. Yeah. And that's going to do it for this round. Nice showing from the Socialites. Exactly what I've had happen to me with them so many times in the past. I'll see y'all in the next round. Welcome to game number 6. We are on the draw with a pretty decent starting hand. One more blue rather would make it pretty nice, but take what we can get. A Visionary for the opponent. Our Dissenter blocks that pretty well, although they're probably going to be using that for its tap ability. We did draw into the blue source, which is nice. Opponent on the blue-red non-creature spell, Train. Going to be an interesting decision between which of these to hold up. Aw, the opponent's so kind. We didn't have a play next turn. Too thoughtful. Well, starting next turn, we should be able to stabilize and start controlling things pretty well. I don't mind that. If they want to use a board wipe on a... Wow, they are going all in. Okay, well, we're going to just start by killing their thing instead, and then we'll take over the board state. Alright, well, they're going to refill their cards. Probably discard a land. Unless they got so lucky that they didn't hit a land. Well, I guess it's not lucky since they're hurting for them. Lucky for us. It's probably a rough spot to be in. Maybe they drew one land and now they're having to decide between their land drop for turn or two pretty cool spells. Yeah. We'll see if they drop a land. They sure did. So opponent has already gone through, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in a couple of turns. That's pretty solid on their side. But we'll drop our first Socialite, and if they remove this one, we'll drop another one. If they don't remove it, I might be on the hold up Amalgam train next turn. Counter whatever they play. Witness will be a fine target for our Grizzly Ritual. And we can actually still buff our Socialite here again and attack in. And hold up the Amalgam, so we're going to do that. Because next turn we can still drop the Socialite on our turn to get the other token created to sacrifice to this Socialite. And they can't block this while they only have the one critter. See if they try to remove our dude. Ah, they want to take control of him. I would rather they not, so we're going to go ahead and... Oh, I guess we have to exploit our own dude to do it. That's okay. At least now they'll be less inclined to attack with their Witness, and we'll just take the hit from our own Socialite. Did kind of hit myself with this, because I forgot that it only does the thing when you exploit. I always think of this card as that, what was the Great Shark from Ikoria? The one that just does the ETB counter, I think? Or maybe it's the Frilled Mystic, I forget which card it is, but yeah. I feel like usually the creature counter spells just don't require you to sack stuff or, you know, do anything like that. Really hope they don't have a sacrifice spell for 2. Yeah, I was going to say I don't think there's one, but you never know. I'm just going to kill this now. I guess they might have the 2 mana thing that gives it hexproof and +1/+1. Although if they had that, I'd be jamming it down right away. Well, I feel better about attacking in now. Even if they have some sort of bounce spell or something, it's not the end of the world here. Which is probably what they have, yeah. Not so bad. We'll get some more value out of it, get another blood token when we ETB next turn. And if we draw one more land, we can play both. How do we feel about taking 2? Not great, honestly, but I think I'd rather do that. We still be at 1 if they do manage to remove the Socialite here. Ooh. Okay, good. I was going to say, good game at that point usually means they've got me, but not this time. I'll see y'all in the next round. Welcome to Game 7. We are on the play with another fine keeper. We'll go ahead and snatch that. And we'll play a mountain to start. Just in case we need to... Well, I guess can't play that at instant speed anyways. Ooh, Blood Fountain. Some nice potential late game value there for the opponent. And we'll start with a Ragged Recluse. Don't know that I really want to exploit anything right now. Like, the Recluse is fine. We'll see what they play. Not a vampire, right? Nah, human peasant. Bah, 'tis a peasant. And yeah, we'll just drop the ghoul as a 2/2. Don't need to exploit anything. Here we will... Could get this -2/... Oh no, it's a vampire. We can't do that. I think we'll just drop our Socialite. No attacks. Ooh, gonna bleed us dry. That's rough. Ah, but now we can exploit some stuff. Get 2/2s. Really feeling the downside of these things buffing vampires when the only thing the opponent has is a vampire. And another one. Yeah, this is just the deck that our removal lines up poorly against. Even if we draw into our own bleed dry, we can't play it. I'm gonna go ahead and ditch one of our gifts here. Well, at least we can play the Grizzly Ritual next turn now. No good attacks, though. Do we double block here? They probably have some kind of trick, but we'll make them use it. They've got so many blood tokens. If they dropped a, oh, what's Our Lady's name? Socialite. Could go off for ages. Well, we did get the trade. They discarded the Servitor. Alright, may as well kill it off and start getting something, and they're going to get back 2 things anyways with the fountain, so we got to get in while we can here. Oh, and Olivia might be the draft ender for us here. She's going to be able to just, yeah, so much value. That's one of the best bombs in the format. I even got her in a couple of commander decks. Well, we can bleed her dry at least. I don't think it's going to keep us necessarily in this game, but she's the one that we'll need to do that on here. Especially because it exiles. And actually, I think we're just going to ditch the swamp and keep drawing here. If we do draw into a socialite, it'll make its own token, so... Ooh, now I'd love to draw a Doom to Dissenter, so we can go Dissenter into Ghoul, into create another zombie. That'd be pretty nice. We might even drop this second Gift of the Fangs, because they're... I guess it will line up okay against the Blood Servitor here. So that's something. And there's that socialite of their own. Interesting. 1 mana shy of being able to do both this turn. I feel like I'm still supposed to sack the Scab. At least we get the zombie out of it. And 2 bodies to block the socialite that they can pump up. Or they're going to lacerate us. And we'll take 5. Yep. Thankfully you can only do that once a turn. I mean, nice for us with... it would be nice if we could do that on our turn, but saving us here at least. Otherwise we'd just be dead. Yep, they'll make some more blood, get a Servitor in. That's at least something we have a target for our Gift of Fangs. Let's do that first. We'll ditch this next. And probably draw into one of our double black cards, because that's how life goes. Hey, look at that. Can't do both. Double blocking is going to be chumps anyway, so 5, 6, 7. This will put us to 1, but at least we maybe have a chance to do something the turn after. May as well attack in, there's no reason not to. I guess a hasty creature is a reason not to. Yeah, but we're going to take another 5. Hopefully just 5. No more socialites. Ah, that'll do it. Alright. That is going to end us on a 4-3 run. Definitely better than last time. Still not amazing, but we didn't really get any crazy bombs. We had a little bit of mulligan issues at the start of the draft, so overall I think that deck performed about as well as I would have expected it to. So, not too shabby. There are some, I forget the card, but there is a like 2-card combo with the Scab that we did not pick up that lets you, you know, basically make as many zombies as you can until you run out of mana. You can just keep exploiting it and bringing it back and exploiting it and bringing it back. But didn't get that. Did misplay the Amalgam once when I forgot that you have to actually exploit to get the counterspell trigger. The 2 life on this card draw spell and the discussion came into play more times than I expected. I think there was like 2 or 3 times where the 2 life definitely mattered, so I'll definitely be keeping that in mind in the next couple of drafts. Maybe do a Witness the Future instead, even if it's not quite as strong. But yeah, overall, fun little Dimir deck. And thank you all for watching this draft with me and coming along for the ride. I will see y'all in the next draft video.